Alrighty, little late night Facebook review for my wrestling buddies here on Facebook there. AEW Dynamite, episode 2. Um, you know, WWE put on a decent SmackDown last week. I enjoyed the show. And then Hell in the Cell, the pay-per-view on Sunday, just straight up friggin' sucked there. Sucked big time. Monday night was boring as hell. I thought to myself, you know what, man? Maybe I should give this AEW a chance. Give it a better chance or whatever there. Um, so I watched it tonight and Jesus Christ, boys. Jesus Christ, boys, what a mistake that was there. I feel like I haven't slept in like 6 months or whatever. It's apparently very exciting, according to people on the internet there, but it feels like TNA wrestling, just boring as fuck. I feel like I'm comatose. And I had two big Starbucks coffees during this show. I should be hyped up, full of pep. I had to drink another coffee just to try to wake up from this shit. I had to lay down 30 minutes. I had another coffee or whatever from the Keurig machine there just to try to fucking wake up from the grueling, just burnt dead brain cell feeling that I had from watching this. You know what I mean? The company wants to succeed, the fans want it to succeed, but it's just a bunch of bums in reality there. So it's hard to get into it. The indie fans cheer pretty loud for everything. Anything that isn't WWE, they're gonna fucking cheer like it's the second coming of Christ. Because the indie fans are a bunch of fucking phonies there. But the indie opinion and the fake over the top cheers for everything that happens there, that shit just doesn't match reality. You know, I've been watching since the days of Hogan and Stone Cold Steve Austin. WCW, I'm used to watching real shit, so when I watch a bunch of 100-pound nerds doing nothing and the fans freaking out like if it's Elvis Presley in the 1950s, their shit just doesn't add up, you know what I mean? It started off with the Young Bucks against Private Party. The Young Bucks got beat by Private Party. And this Private Party team, it's two super skinny guys dressed in pink. You know what I mean? I don't get it. And the match itself looked super fake, super over the top choreographed. It doesn't look like a real wrestling match. You know what I mean? That matters. It just looks super fake. They don't even try to make it look real. It's more like acrobatics kind of shit. It's obvious they're helping each other. And the people in the crowd, they're cheering for this, man. They're laying it pretty fucking thick. Okay, and it sounds like high pitched female cheers, but ain't no females in that audience, boy. There's maybe 2, 3 of them. Alright? It's they show fucking footage of the crowd. It's all big fat guys with beards there. Okay, they look like me, but like 100 pounds fatter, most of them. And they sound like little girls cheering for Justin Bieber. Big fat guys with beards cheering like little girls for Stuff that's not even that impressive. I understand you love this indie shit there and you hate McMahon, so you want to overpraise the indies. It's like the cool thing for these freaks to fucking adore everything there, but this just looks stupid. It looks fake. A bunch of bums having an obvious fake choreographed match. Just lame stuff, and these guys cheering like little girls. It's just fucking weird. It is what it is there. Very weird there. After this, we get Chris Jericho and his group of guys, the inner circle. You have the elite and you have the inner circle. Such, you know, originality or whatever, a cheap name there, and it's a cheap group. Jericho, he's a star there. He's 50 years old now or whatever. But the guys in this group are a bunch of bums. Jericho's trying to hype up these guys. Sammy Guevara, oh, he's a teenage heartthrob. Look at how sexy he is, and the Guevara guy is just there. Just looks like a complete fucking mongoloid. And Jericho has to act like this guy is a star. It's just fucking cringy. Apparently, Jack Swagger, a fucking bum. A fucking boring bum jobber, fucking nobody there. According to Jericho, this guy's the toughest man in wrestling because he wrestles or he fought in MMA against a couple people. I don't know. Apparently, Swagger, he's a very serious guy, a guy to be taken seriously, and he's the toughest man in wrestling. It's just very cringy. And it's obvious that it's a fucking jobber group. A group full of bums who happen to be attached to Chris Jericho. We're the inner circle. Right here, boys. 2 thumbs down. It's cheap. It's trash. I don't know. It's like TNA's Aces and Eights was like way more big time than this. That's how bad this is there. But Jericho was all right, I guess. We had Darby Allin defeating Jimmy Havoc. It would look like a midget match. One guy's like 5'3", and Darby Allin is like 5'1". Darby Allin wins, and he has a match next week against Jericho for the world title. The guy weighs like 110 pounds, 5'1". Looks like a guy at the soup kitchen that's on crystal meth there. And he's gonna fight for the belt next week. Boring. I mean, really, there. This looks like Ham and Egger City big time. Okay, I'm sorry. It does. Then there was the women's match with the 90-pound Japanese woman champion or whatever. I spent this match looking at my phone there because I couldn't take it anymore. My brain was just becoming really fried. I'm drinking coffee to try to stay awake, but it was tough. Really fucking tough. I had to go on my phone or whatever. We had Dean Ambrose defeating Ty Dillinger. Who gives a fuck? They're trying to make it look like Dillinger is a star and he's not. Far from it. Who cares? Dean Ambrose wins this match. Who cares? I don't. Indie fans can fake cheer for this. I'm not interested in faking for anybody on the internet. Fuck it. And it finished in a tag match. Jericho and the Sammy Guevara, I think, against Adam Page and Goldust. Again, this Sammy Guevara, a complete nobody, just sticks out his tongue like a retard, and he's main eventing the show there. Even TNA wouldn't put this guy in the main event. Just saying there. It ended in another brawl. The Elite fighting Jericho and his buddies. This week, the Elite had a bit more of the upper hand there. Pretty much the same shit that happened last week. The same kind of ending. Same shit. 2 weeks in a row, a tag match with a 15-minute brawl that wasn't that impressive. It ends with Darby Allin coming down the ramp on a skateboard and he jumps on Jericho, and this gremlin character there is going to fight Jericho next week or whatever. They show some fat girl in the crowd who had face paint of Darby Allin there. Give me a fucking break. Okay, this guy, this schmuck, wrestled Cody Rhodes at one of the pay-per-views. The fans want to pretend that he's a somebody when he clearly isn't there. He might be a star at the soup kitchen, but he's not a real star in wrestling there. A little goofball with a skeleton face paint and a skateboard. Couple fans pretend that he's somebody just because he's not in WWE, and these goofballs give him a title match. What a joke. This is a fucking clown show is what it is there. Some of it was alright. Jericho, if it wasn't for Jericho, this show would have nothing. Absolutely nothing. I like Jericho. He's a legend. He can talk. He can wrestle. He knows how to do what he's got to do there. But it's full of fucking jobbers on this show. And after watching this, I was just struggling hard to stay awake, straight the fuck up there. Again, not impressed with AEW. People can chant like little fangirls at the Backstreet Boys concert, these lunatic indie fans there. But these goofs and their reaction, once again, it doesn't match with reality. At some point, these guys are going to get bored with pretending to cheer for this. Dave Meltzer is going to tell them that Japanese wrestling is sexier, that's where it's at, or whatever. And they're just going to forget about AEW at some point. Maybe it's going to become too mainstream. I only want to watch wrestling in the barn with 6 people so that I can feel superior somehow because I'm a mental case. Maybe these type of indie fans are going to think AEW is too mainstream. It looks nice. It's a nice presentation. I like Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone, Chris Jericho. Cody Rhodes isn't too bad. Stuff like this there, but goddamn, it's very ham and egger-ish. It is what it is. Until next time, peace.